from Baby Slime right there. Again, I think that he definitely should be cycling in that curve Luma a little bit more, because that was a bit scary, and he definitely has the skills to be able to juggle it, much like 24 juggling those nades.
Well, there you go. I think a big differentiator, seemingly, from what I saw there was how well 24 moved around. It was his dodging. He just was able to, on reaction, in prediction sometimes, but sometimes on reaction, just move out of the way suddenly, right? Even if it was something fast coming at him, even if it was a Viper shot, for example. We saw him just straight up dodge out of the way on reaction a couple of times. So being able to move around in that way while also keeping his brain focused on getting things set up on his side and then ready to counterattack right away. Very effective stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and just, being able to do it so low to the ground, too. Essentially just hovers above the ground and scoots back and forth. So, it's really, really impressive. Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Hey!
Got glitched out for a second there, it seems. But we are heading into our next matchup here in just a second. We're going to be having Crawnster versus Tim. Overall, what I can say about this matchup, I do expect Crawnster to be bringing, and I actually am sneaking a peek at the weapon slots here. We are going to see that double Viper and the variant I was talking about earlier with the Bounce Viper.
Oh, okay.
So super excited again. It seems like most of the NA meta has been focused not on doing small bits of damage over time, instead, rather just really hitting hard and hitting fast against your opponent. I am like 90% sure that's Captain Fabulous. That has to be. That has to be.
What, on the right?
With just a poorly photoshopped Quest 2 on top of it. All right, and we are jumping into this match. As I talked about before, Crawnster coming in with Bounce Viper and the Viper Ellipse. Tim going ahead and bringing the Viper Ellipse as well, but actually going with the, I think that's the extra damage Lance Nade. Slow Fall Hurricane, which you're seeing on full display right here, right now. And then the Raptor Ellipse and the Fast Hammer Ellipse, all stuff we've seen for that. And actually, that extra damage Lance Nade actually went ahead and already did a lot of damage to Crawnster here, chunking a quarter of his health. All right. So as I talked about before, that straight Viper, that's going to be the one that doesn't curve, has the bounce attachment on it. So the collision that it deals has been significantly reduced, which is the trade-off. However, you can see that those are getting bounced off the back of the podium. The other thing is it's actually done, it'll actually do 5 less damage than the normal Viper. So a bit of a trade-off here, but I mean, for a second chance to possibly hit your opponent,
sure,
that's a pretty good trade.
No, that totally makes sense, yeah. Okay. Some big stuff lands against him. He's way down now. Try to send out the nade. Not quite there. Ooh. Okay, movement's good. On Tim's side. Yeah, as he just watches it pass. And he watches it pass on the other side, too. Oh, man. The Bounce Viper right there. But doesn't work out for him. Yeah, you can definitely see the utility of having that bounce. Yes, Tim watched it and he didn't get hit by it, but he was watching it and not the rest of what was going on, and Crawnster found a hit right after that.
Yeah, and especially when you pair it with the Viper Ellipse. You know, the ability to distract your opponent, take their eyes off the front of the podium, and then follow it up with something that does even more damage?
Whoa!
Yeah. You're definitely seeing that right now pay off for Crawnster. Whoa, but he stands in the beam and he gets zapped! Tim takes another hit! He's a weapon throwaway! Oh, and Crawnster doesn't even want to take the risk anymore. He tries to toss out some weapons!
Yeah, he's trying to kill by weapon.
Get the win. But the Viper, or the Hammer Ellipse is going to take it. Okay. Crawnster's going to go ahead and take game 1. Good game. Whew. Okay. Huh. Okay, and we're going directly into another weapon swap here. That was a fantastic matchup there. Again, just kind of showing what double Vipers can do. And I mean, although he's going primarily on getting that bounce, at the very start of that round, he hit with just the straight Viper shot, you know, just plain old, without even having to do that.
If you could just find a hit, that would be better, right? The utility of it as something that distracts the opponent or that forces them into different spots on the podium, that's great. But, you know, if you could just find the hit. maybe even better. So he's happy to see that. As far as go for it.
Sorry, go ahead. Go.
Oh, it's all you.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the other thing, too, that you don't usually see, but the other advantage you get with bounce weapons is there's a whole bunch of creativity that goes into how exactly to send off your shots. We've mostly seen it against just that back wall because it's overall the most effective way of doing it. But if he finds that that's not working for him, he can bounce it off the side of the podium. He can bounce it off of the ceiling as well. And another thing that I've seen Crawnster do, and I hope he pulls it out, actually bouncing it on the bottom of his opponent's podium to catch some people who are dodging close to the ground.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Sure. That's been a go-to spot for a lot of these guys when they're trying to evade a bunch of other projectiles and pellets. Obviously, if you can take up space down there while they're down there, that's great as well.
Yeah, and some people who may be expecting you to go ahead and fire it off the bounce wall, catching them all of a sudden and forcing them to stand up really quickly. I mean, we talked about it before. It might not always get your opponent, but you do that enough times and your opponent's going to get very tired. And that might be sometimes even better than dealing damage.
That's right. Yeah, after all, this is a first of 3 series. It's best of 5. It does take some time. We've seen in some of these matches so far today that some of them have gone to timeout almost every round, and that means you're playing a lot of Blaston. You are moving for a long period of time.
Yeah, I would love to see the metrics on some of these games as far as squats per minute.
Right? Yeah.
Especially with dodging to the ground. Actually, a shout out to Your, which is a fitness tracking application that you can get on PC VR. It actually does that. It can track your heart rate and it can track the amount of squats that you've done. My personal record in a 30-minute gaming session in Blaston has been 150 squats. Ooh! Tim going ahead and taking a Viper lip shot, but also landing his own against Crawnster.
Yeah, he switched out the Hurricane for the Wildcat, the Aegis Shield for the Hammer Nade. Some changes here from Tim.
Tim actually rolling with the slow hammer, which we haven't seen a ton of today. Unfortunately, you're not going to see a ton of it in that match because Crawnster is going to go ahead and take round 1. Yeah,
Crawnster is still looking good. It's the same build for him.
I think the only change he may have made was, again, that fast/drunken Raptor Ellipse. Definitely a favorite amongst some of the players I've talked to, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like a straight upgrade like a lot of people talk about it. Seems like a side grade to me.
Speaking of side, the Hammer Ellipse coming at Tim. He's in trouble there.
Oh, nice
from the sky.
From
okay, chipping it down a little bit. Yeah, a little bit here too. Okay, yeah, that's good. If Tim can get that kind of stuff consistently more often, that would be great.
Yep. It's what we like to see. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Again, as far as it goes, if he can manage to consistently get those chips off, I mean, that's his win condition in this match.
Right.
Crawnster's win condition is to hit 4 times.
Yeah, right.
With his Vipers. But Tim, on the other hand, just needs to kind of run out that clock and do consistent chip damage, and he could snag this win. Oh, there we go. Crawnster being brought down to the red.
Yeah. As he moves way forward there, trying to find up-close shots with the Viper. Now backs off now.
Those are such strong curves with that Viper Ellipse, too. It's almost coming vertical from the side of the arena.
Crawnster down in life, but more than enough time to find just a couple of hits that he needs. If it's one Viper, he's got the lead.
Ooh, and now Tim being brought down to the red as well.
Yes. Tim trying to duck, as you can see. Oh, yeah, the red bullets just barely flying by him. So maybe enough time to set things up again. Yeah, here's Tim. Got the Viper.
Oh! No!
Crawnster finds the big shot to take the game.
I apologize for not talking during those last, let's just go ahead and say 20 seconds. I personally was on the edge of my seat trying to figure out who exactly was going to take that. And yeah, you can see here that, Tim doing all of that chip damage, getting him all the way down, and then Crawnster just with a couple solid shots managing to take it back, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on who you bet on.
Well, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. But it is going to be Crawnster going up 2-0 now. For Tim, It's not like he doesn't have the ability to do damage fast. He has a Viper Ellipse of his own. It's just, it hasn't... That's not the point of the build, necessarily. And Crawnster's done a great job at evading those. I don't know if he's been hit by more than... I can't recall having seen one hit yet, to be honest, on Crawnster.
And the big name of the game when it comes to playing against Vipers is drop block. Viper shots, although they do a massive amount of damage, do not do a lot of collision. Again, that's going to be damage against other projectiles and weapons. So, you know, the ability for Tim to possibly go through and drop block, it's a double-edged sword. Because if he does drop block, well, hey, that's like a free shield, and especially with the bounce being taken into account. It also is another projectile that isn't bouncing off the back of his podium that he has to worry about. On the other hand, if he mistimes it and it hits his hand, that's still going to be a full 30 damage regardless of where it hits him.
Sure. Well, it's, I guess, the case again that Tim is going to try to change something out, see if he can find another build here that would work more effectively against Crawnster. Each of the couple ways he's changed so far have not been it yet.
No, this is just the disconnect. Ooh.
Are you looking to get the preview?
I got a sneak preview of the match, and I thought they had started, but they are definitely not right now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I've done that several times in my professional casting career. It's hard to get out of the habits that you get when you're just naturally watching these matches for as long as I have. But yeah, as far as it does look like Tim's made a bit of a significant difference.
Oh yeah,
actually in his build.
What do we got?
Going for something that's much lower on the cooldowns. And also packing a little bit more punch with that fast fall hurricane.
That frostbite very fast and coming back only 2 seconds on cooldown.
Tied for the shortest cooldown of the game, tied with the Raptor. And then that fast fall hurricane is not to be trifled with. It does 14 damage per hit, and it's as the name would describe, very quick. So, you know, unlike the normal hurricane, it can be pretty much ready whenever you need it to hit your opponent. In that sense, sometimes that can be a negative, but in my mind, in Blaston, that actually ends up being a positive. Ooh! And going ahead and hitting Viper Ellipse as the nade was headed again, forcing him to split his attention and taking advantage of that vulnerability.
I think Crawnster continuing to look excellent here. Setting things up a little bit with his Wildcat. Okay, some damage by Tim. Does it look like some of those hurricane shots fell down? Here comes Viper. And it hit immediately as soon as he picked it up. Crawnster.
There we go. There we go,
Tim. That's what he needs. That's the kind of stuff we need here from him.
It's 20 damage is just as significant. There's very little difference in my mind between 20 and 25 damage.
Okay, good luck, Tim. You see what's coming at him? A couple of reds. Neither one lands, though.
Manages to get through it. Yeah, this is actually the first person who actually does pay off. So you all get to see exactly what it looks like to have to dodge Crawnster's double Vipers. Oh, there we go!
Big shots! Big shots!
Huge plays from Tim here. Oh, he's got the Luma. Oh, he's got
okay, Tim! The Luma behind him here. He's got it now. C1 move right away. The Luma itself actually hits against Crawnster. And now Tim, if he finds almost any hit, he's going to take it.
Yep.
He's got the nade behind him. Hasn't picked it up yet. The Luma's here too.
Oh, there he does! He doesn't manage to seal it with the Luma! And Tim's gonna go ahead and take round 2.
As Crawnster IRL falling to the ground. But right back up.
He's staying alive! Oh no! No, Tim, why? Gets hit right in the hand.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Big stuff.
Hit the shoulder!
Yes.
Manages to fire back just as hard. Again, that Luma's fire rate. You know, it can't out-damage dual Viper directly, but, you know, it can definitely out-damage one of the pieces of the puzzle.
Hurricane shots coming in there for Tim. He'd love to have something backing it up. Oh, man! Crawnster nails Tim, and just like that, it will be 3 games to 0. Crawnster moves on.
Yep, 33 seconds in the third game of the set. Well played to Crawnster there.